So yesterday we released, let's just call it what it is, a very profanity-laden video talking about a federal mandate that now will have facial recognition scanning you as you're about to get onto a plane. Today, I'm going to do my best not to be profane, but we're going to talk about another major intrusion towards your privacy, towards your ultimate freedom, and that, of course, is drones. Now, not all drones are bad. As we know, that drone usage has become beneficial to a lot of people, including even the French fire departments that were using drones recently to track the progress of the fire that was happening in Notre Dame and to find out the best positions to aim their fire hoses at to most effectively get rid of that fire. That, to me, is a good use by drones and not a violation of privacy, but police departments all around the United States are seeing this as a new potential to snoop, spy, and supposedly, quote, keep you safe. We have this latest video and this latest announcement from the Houston Police Department. Jason, do you want to introduce it or play it?
Yeah, here we go, and they're going to tell you how great it is for you. And there are certainly some instances where you could see it being beneficial, but boy, are they sugarcoating it, and we'll get to that in a minute.
On to the future of fighting crime. It may sound like science fiction, but a local police department is sending drones to potential crime scenes, and they say the drones can get there in just seconds. Channel 2's Jonathan Martinez is live in the Memorial area to explain. Jonathan, good evening.
And good evening, Christine. Drone technology is not new, but the way it's being utilized is continuing to evolve. In this case, with the help of a startup, this local police department is sending up drones to check out scenes that they're going to be responding to before they actually get out to them. There's a new tool buzzing for police at Memorial Villages.
Can I just stop it there? There's a new tool buzzing. This is a propaganda piece. This is an advertisement for drones in your neighborhood. And by the way, listen, if they were actually being truthful here and saying, well, we could get them there, they're not launching them from the police department. If they're there in seconds, that means they're already on patrol in the sky, spying on you, watching you, ready to deploy. It's unreal, Luke, but it's buzzing.
The future of fighting crime, my ass. What do the police departments mainly do? What do they do? They issue tickets for stupid reasons. They see a lemonade stand, bam, you're getting a citation, or you may have to go to court, or in some instances, you may go to jail, even if you're a child in the United States. That's what the police do. Don't make this like you're going to be fighting crime. No, you're going to be looking for ways to, of course, put the pressure on civilians to, of course, generate revenue for the state, because that's what the police mainly do. Let's keep playing it.
Having that aerial perspective is just so important.
As the department is turning to technology to help keep the community and first responders safe.
As a program in which a drone is deployed to certain events after we receive a 911 call.
Thanks to a private-public partnership with new startup Paladin Drones, the latest way of responding to certain calls, including home alarms being set off in accidents, is by air and within a matter of seconds.
Now we can have part of our first responding team, in this case the drone, on scene overhead in 15 to 20 seconds.
So let's stop it there. Again, 15 to 20 seconds. That means multiple drones in the neighborhood, not being deployed from the police department, but already spying on the public. That's how they can be at the scene in 15 or 20 seconds. It's never brought up. No privacy concern is ever brought up. There's no dissenter in this piece. Houston's going to be safer because of drones. Yay!
No, you're going to be taxed, regulated, and fined more than ever before. That's the reality of the situation. And we have to look at the bigger picture here. Do we trust the police officer when he's saying this? Only when it's going to happen when there's a crime or a 911 call? My ass. Because already all across the United States, police officers are buying drones and spying on people, as this next story in Sacramento that we're going to highlight already shows you how a government agency is doing that in allegedly to keep you safe. Meanwhile, oh my God, it's just crazy what's happening here. We shouldn't trust the police officers in this case, only saying it's only going to be used when there's a 911 call. I bet your bottom dollar that agency will be abusing that. It will be using it to spy on people. Will be using it for recon people. Won't be using it when 911 is called, because already in the United States it's happening with local police departments. Let's keep it going.
In addition to faster response time, the drone is also well equipped in streaming back video in real time.
The software that we build allows any first responders to get a live overhead view of an emergency scene before they actually arrive.
Or a non-emergency scene when they don't have to arrive. You see, it's a live feed camera, but we will gloss over that fact.
Side-by-side view of a recent accident, the onboard camera is also able to provide help that would otherwise be in the dark.
That thermal camera can actually pick up heat signatures.
Pretty unique technology.
The mayor of Piney Point Village recently had to call police for a possible suspicious person, and within seconds, a drone was overhead, providing with it peace of mind many say is beneficial.
I called the police on that possible suspicious person that obviously nothing happened with, or we would have said so here. But I was very assured when the large robot from the sky came over my home assuring me that I would be protected.
Yeah, let's be honest. He probably saw someone he didn't like. I call the cops on him. Automatically, drones flying in. Humanity's doomed. The person that is running this startup deserves to be de-incentivized with the market of people not participating with his business. Okay, what he's doing here is very unethical, and it leads to a very, very dangerous situation for our privacies and rights. Should we play the remaining clips, or should we just go to what's happening in Sacramento, where the case of drone usage by government agencies is at an absurd level, and of course, done in secrecy? What do you say, Jason?
So yeah, this is September of last year, and this is some of the people in Sacramento being very concerned that their homes were being spied on by an unknown drone, and who was even controlling it. So let's get to that.
Found it pretty intrusive and kind of creepy.
High-flying drama in Sacramento's Land Park neighborhood tonight as residents are furious over a flying object.
See, this is real. This isn't a PR piece. This isn't something that's going out to promote drones all over. This is actual journalism. You see this guy right here? He's like, hey, this is my community, and I'm not happy that there are drones everywhere. Look at his face.
Yeah, I would be surprised if the startup in the last piece didn't pay the local news to cover that story, because that's what happens a lot of times. We look at this story. No propaganda here. It's creepy. It's intrusive. That's exactly what it is. Thank you for doing a good job, local news. Finally, it needs to be called out. They did a great job here. Let's keep playing it because the story gets even more shocking from here.
The mysterious drone has been spotted during late-night hours looking down on their homes. Good evening, I'm Tony Lopez.
And I'm Christina Janes. Only on CBS 13, we're getting answers on what government agency is flying the aircraft and why.
The drone would fly over here.
John Maddox first spotted the mysterious drone about a month ago.
Come home from work, it would be operating, go to bed, it was still operating, and this would repeat day after day.
His neighbors in Sacramento's Upper Land Park neighborhood wondered what it was doing.
It just doesn't feel good. It kind of hovers around. You don't know what they're looking at.
It flew over our house until 3 o'clock in the morning, like 2 or 3 nights in a row.
You were just walking at night or whatever, and all of a sudden it's like...
Let's stop. Day and night this drone was out. Day and night. Over people's homes, out by the park. It seems like this is a neighborhood thing there, Luke.
Imagine living somewhere and you have this unknown, huge drone with cameras, night vision, thermal cameras, live streaming abilities going around your neighborhood from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. where people can't sleep because of the noise, and this huge mass machine that's literally spying on you, looking through your windows, flying overhead day and night. Absolutely. This is exactly what it is. And they're cheering it on in Houston, which is absolutely sick. Let's keep it going.
It like hovers.
Then, just this week, they learned it's being flown by the Sacramento Housing and Redevelopment Agency.
SHRA is doing the drones? Why? What's the logic?
The agency manages 2 nearby public housing communities. The complexes have seen serious crimes in the past, including a fatal shooting in January and a triple homicide in 2016.
Now, let me say this. So, again, it's a government department that is housing, the poor, people that need this community housing. It is a private area, but it doesn't seem like these drones are staying in that private area. If all these neighbors are seeing it, doesn't seem like they were announced. But don't worry, this person's going to assure you it's for the neighborhood's safety.
initiated the drone program in order to try to enhance the safety and security for our residents.
My ass.
Housing authority officials say the 5-foot-long aircraft operates between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. and it has already spotted illegal dumping and trespassing. Pilots have established
hold it there, hold it there.
to protect
Hold it there.
privacy.
The drones are
Illegal dumping, trespassing. Oh my goodness. The crimes, the seriousness of these crimes. Come on, get a grip on it, America. Trespassing, literally trespass.
Probably
Illegal,
someone cutting through the community. Literally, it's probably someone just like cutting through the yard of this housing project. Let's see how they end it here.
Yeah, arrested.
Program so that they do not catch any footage until they get to about 200 feet in the air.
The housing authority says the program is legal, but some neighbors have doubts.
We feel our privacy is being invaded.
And opponents say this type of surveillance technology doesn't belong in a residential setting.
This is not an appropriate way to police the community.
And I would agree. But unless we get out there and really, raise hell and say, hey, look, we don't need to be surveilled 24/7 by automated flying devices that will give you a live camera feed and a live thermal camera feed. Because again, it'll start out for just crime, Luke, but like you said, it's more than likely going to be used for a lot of infractions. Remember, technology is a double-edged sword. These things are used for, good in many cases, and I can see why a department would want to deploy one to a car accident. But I don't like the idea of a department already having it in the sky and then bring it to the car accident. Because what is that? That is a surveillance society that you cannot escape, Luke.
I mean, Jason, just like in Sacramento, illegal dumping, trespassing. That's the big crime that you have to pay so much money for a tech drone to spy and scare the crap and not allow people to sleep with that huge monstrosity flying overhead. Look at the world that we're living in. Trump supporters. Imagine if Hillary Clinton was president and she had the ability to fly drones over your head. It used to be the black helicopter thing. No. They already have drones flying over your head, watching everything you're doing, waking you up, and then going to the airport or any public transportation system where you have to be facially freaking recognized by artificial intelligence. And now all the leftist Trump's in power. He has these capabilities. Why doesn't this terrify you that these powers are being centralized and they're becoming more intrusive and they're violating your basic freedoms, your basic privacies? As a human being, you deserve to be private, not to have a government with a microscope up your wazoo. This is what made this country amazing and great. Those ideas of freedom, of liberty, of privacy. If we don't have them, we don't have anything. And this is why it's more important to fight. This startup needs to be called out. There needs to be some market reaction to this startup doing this, because they're doing something that's going to endanger all of us. And it needs to be incentivized through a market process, through a peaceful process more than anything else. And it needs to be called out. You're sharing all these videos. You guys putting attention to this needs to be called out, because the government can't do anything if it's not for our compliance. Our acquiescence to it is allowing it to happen. Our voice against it is a chance that it could stop. And that's why you are more important than ever when it comes to stopping these intrusive measures that are becoming more and more intrusive about every aspect of our life. It's seriously coming to a very dangerous point where the government will know every little thing about you. And that is absolutely terrifying. That's what I have to say. Anything else you want to say, Jason? And do you want to close it off?
Guys, like he said, this is a very intrusive and police state type measure, and it's only going to expand. We're only going to see more of it unless we fight back. We are doing 4 videos across 2 channels, Pulse Change, We Are Change. Please subscribe to both. Ring that bell for notifications so you actually find out when we put these videos out. Share them on social media. And remember, folks, get out there and be the change you want to see in the world.